Imagination runs wild, heart soars free. Eyes behold wonders, ears listen elegantly. Oh, the excitement this world brings, orgasmic redundancy. Listen elegantly.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Chief Lod in the Folly. Before we start, this episode is brought to you by Paradise Valley North Productions. Right now, PVNP is in the middle of a live campaign of their documentary series, The Voyage, and the community has already started showing up in a real way. We're seeing support come in, people sharing the mission, and contributing to help bring these stories to life. That momentum matters because this project is about documenting Pacific Islander migration, identity, and the voices that connect our people across generations. And the truth is, this only moves forward if the community continues to step in and be part of it. If you've been watching from the sideline, now's the time to lock in and support. You can learn more and contribute at paradisevalleynorthproductions.com and be part of bringing the voyage to life. Show the Paradise Valley North crew some love, fam. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Welcome back to the Wefobz podcast, where we highlight voices, stories, and creators shaping the culture. I'm your host, Chief Lot. I've got my guy, co-host, and producer Guysosmooth in the building.
What's happening?
Today's conversation is about voice, identity, and what it actually means to show up for your community. Now, not just talking about change, but being part of it. Today, we're joined by Jenilyn Su'a, an advocate for civic engagement and autism awareness, and co-director of the Utah Pacific Islander Civic Engagement Coalition. She's focused on empowering underrepresented voices and bridging the gap between privilege and disparity. Jenilyn, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
All right, we're going to jump right into it, man. Who is Jenilyn outside of titles and roles?
Oh, you want to start deep?
Oh, yes, girl, bring it.
Well, I mean, I think like beyond titles and roles, I mean, I'm a Taurus sun, Leo moon. I mean, I feel like at the heart of it, I'm just a girl who loves her community and who wants to see meaningful change happen. That's beyond titles, but if we're putting titles into it, then I have a few different markers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm a solo parent.
Educate us, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to tell you, I'm a solo parent of two.
Okay.
I am the oldest daughter of an immigrant. My dad immigrated from Saipipi, Samoa. He got a degree from BYU in criminal justice. He met my mom at the Y. She already had her degree. And I've he never looked back from it. He lived a life that was completely rooted in his culture and his faith. My dad's story is the epitome of living the American dream. He came to America to get an education, to start a family, and to be able to sustain his family and send money back to the islands. And he actually ended up retiring as a Salt Lake County sheriff, which played a pivotal role in my life and just like my identity. But my family is very based in education and knowledge, very, very much so. So yeah, at the heart of it, I feel like I am just trying to be exactly who I am, based on my experiences growing up. That's what I would say for beyond titles. Yeah,
Nice.
I think.
Jenny, you described yourself as a BYU Big 3 graduate,
Yes,
returned missionary, rebel, healer, someone learning the language of the stars. Break that
yes.
down for us, please.
So, I grew up Mormon. I'm no longer Mormon, but I started off in Laie, and I don't know if you know anything about Laie, but the North Shore is known for the way that they do community. Um, and that was my like jumping off point. That was where I started my life. I was a TVA baby. I grew up at the Polynesian Cultural Center. Like I'm old enough to remember when the Polynesian Cultural Center had a brass band.
Mm.
Um,
Wow.
I attended Laie Elementary School. I was in Laie First Ward. Um, I have said many times that I think that the North Shore should be the blueprint for community
Mhm.
just because they are so successful at it. Um, and I feel like being part of that community it was crucial for my sense of belonging and establishing like a sense of identity. I mentioned that my parents met at BYU. Um, and so I carried on the alma maters. I attended all 3 BYUs, so BYU Idaho, Hawaii, and Provo, and, I eventually graduated from Hawaii with a bachelor's in, communications and an emphasis in intercultural studies. Um,
Wow.
so yeah, um, I just I feel like the supportive community that I was born into is not something that I have here in Utah. What I mean by that is, like, when we moved from Hawaii to Utah, I had a great, strong community, a supportive community, but not in the way that I had it in Laie. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Um, very much steeped in Mormonism and, as the oldest daughter, I I always I felt, like, weird growing up. I always knew that there was something different about me, and spoiler alert, I in 2023, I was diagnosed with autism. I was 38 when I diagnosed myself with autism, but I was 40 when I actually got a clinical diagnosis. And that's something that I will always be an advocate for, self-diagnosis. I think that that has a tendency to get a bad rap, and, without my own self-diagnosis, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have, like, started the process of getting a diagnosis and seeing it through. Um, so yeah, Big 3, BYU Big 3, returned missionary. I served a mission in, Louisville, Kentucky, Spanish speaking. And,
Ooh.
that was a great experience, but I don't really feel like my identity or myself, my spirit really fit within the Mormon box of, of maintaining the status quo, which is what, organized religion requires of you.
Mhm.
So I just left. I left everything actually. My life started to fall apart in 2020. I left the church, I left my marriage. I had a brush with death and then I was diagnosed with autism. So it's been like a consistent like falling
Mm.
apart but also building back together. Um yeah, and now I found myself in, civic engagement, which I think we'll talk a little bit more about it as we get into, like, astrology aspects because it was absolutely
Mhm.
my astrology that, like, pointed me in the right direction, as far as, like, uh, g as far as, like, finding a job, ways to make money, and what, like, I'm inherently good at.
Nice.
Interesting. Wow. Go
That's
ahead,
a
bro.
lot. Before we go into civic engagement, because that's going to be the bulk of it all, for a lot of it. But just a follow up question: where did that rebel site come from?
My ancestors For darn sure. Yeah. No, I feel like it's always existed in me. Um, and I I don't know, like, when you're raised in organized religion, you're given a very specific set of rules and regulations, essentially. You see the world in a different way when it is
Mm.
through the lens of organized religion. And not that I'm saying that organized religion is bad, it just didn't suit my personality and the way that I like authentically want to show up. But it's me. Like, it's not something, the rebellious spirit has something that has always existed in me. I mean, even when I was a little girl, I had a strong sense of justice in me. Um, and I mentioned my dad's occupation and, as a sheriff, because that absolutely shaped how I grew up and, like, the way that I participated
Mm.
in society. Um, but I don't think that it's something that I discovered, it's something that I allowed, like the rebellious spirit in me, pushing against the status quo, pushing against, like, normality. Um,
Against
yeah.
people always trying to box you into a certain, trying to fit you into a certain page or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I think that as a woman of color, that especially happens. I am often put into boxes, which is fine. Like, it helps people identify, it helps people make sense of the context of a situation. Um, but it wasn't for me.
It's not an excuse to keep people there. I get where you're
Right,
coming from.
right. Exactly.
Jenny, where did you realize your voice mattered?
Um, as a matter of fact, so in 2022, I was a stay-at-home mom, um, and I had a lot of time on my hands. Um, there were rumors that started circulating that my high school, my alma mater, Copper Hills High School, was going to ban lays at graduation, and that felt wrong to me. The school district that was going to implement these policies was a school district that my mom worked at. My mom retired as the head of the social studies department
Mm.
for Jordan School District. So we not only have like professional ties, but I have personal ties. This is the district that I grew up in. And because it felt so wrong, I started making calls. I was trying to parse the information that was actually correct, because people were saying that, oh, they're going to get rid of lays because not everybody feels included. Like,
Mhm.
I know you fucking lying. Um,
Right?
so trying to like parse what is right or what information was good, what information wasn't. I joined a cohort of people who were advocating for this specific issue. We went before the school board, Jordan School Board, and we petitioned to have them like not institute this policy. Please allow us to practice our culture at graduations. Like, no, fuck that. I like I'm not coming I'm not going to participate in your systems and then, like, not be able to be me.
Right.
So that night that we petitioned the school board, they said, "You know what? This is a non-issue. We are not going like, you guys will be able to wear leis. Don't even worry about it." That was June of 2022. In January of 2023, um, as the legislative session started, there was a very specific bill. It was Bill SB 103, and it banned lays at cultural practices. Or, I mean,
Mm.
it banned lays at graduation practices
Graduations.
statewide. This targeted a very specific demographic of students who were largely Native American and Pacific Islander. Not only is this a cultural practice, but it is a way that we, honor our folks,
Yeah.
give credit where credit is due.
Yep.
And people were trying to institute a new law or a new policy that would come to be the law if it was passed. Luckily, the same group of advocates and a few other people went to the legislative session and spoke against it,
Mm.
and it eventually died, and it didn't make
Didn't even
it
make
didn't.
it to, yeah.
But
Wow.
that was like the first time where I was like, no, this is unfair. this is targeting a specific demographic, and it's my specific demographic. Like, I'm not
Sure.
gonna sit by and allow this to happen. Not on my watch.
Right?
No, no.
Damn.
I will get involved. I will get involved, and I did, and I haven't looked back, and it's been probably one of the most rewarding aspects of my life, the work that I do in the community.
Yeah. Very
But
important.
that was definitely a trigger point for me. And then, oh my gosh, Guy. And then the next year, that was the year that they rolled back all of the diversity, equity, and inclusion policies, which we had nonprofits, Samoan nonprofits, Tongan nonprofits, who were denied funding for this very specific resource that they provided to the community.
Mm-hmm.
They lost funding. They rolled back funding for all of the state-run schools in Utah. And I just want to remind people that diversity, equity, and inclusion is not just about the color of your skin. It also affects, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry. It also,
And if you're saying it would affect other, because I have a question. If you'd
oh,
allow a lot when
yeah,
she's done,
yeah.
you were trying to say it also affects. I'm just helping you
Oh,
get your
it
train.
also affects like mental health, like neurodivergence. So like funding that would go towards autistic students or students with a learning disability or students with any kind of disability that was federally or state funded to go to these programs. And now we don't have those programs. So uh, we will see this in a variety of ways as time moves forward. But I just wanted to remind people that it's not just about color, it's about neurodivergence as well, able bodies as well. So that's something to keep in mind.
Can you describe for our audience members who don't know what neurodivergence is, please?
Oh, neurodivergence is opposite of neurotypical. Our world functions in a late stage capitalism society, and that means that you start work at 8 a.m., you go till 5, you have a 30-minute to 1 hour lunch break. That is neurotypical. I mean, those are things that neurotypical people do and thrive in systems like that. Neurodivergence is a divergence from that that typical neuro functions. So ADHD is neurodivergent, autism is neurodivergent, bipolar. There are deep aspects of depression and anxiety that are woven into those specific things. But it basically is neurodivergence is just a different way of thinking, a different way of processing information, and it shows up differently than what we're used to.
Am I neurodivergent? I kind of feel like
No, you most likely are. One of the interesting things that I've learned about neurodivergence is just how many lives it does touch, because
yeah.
neurodivergence is a spectrum. It's not a binary where it's like you are neurotypical, you are neurodivergent, and it's a straight line. That's not what it is. It is the entire screen. And you may be a little neurodivergent, you may be deeply neurodivergent. It's different for every single person. Every single person that can hear the sound of my voice, it is different. You experience it differently.
Now I know this topic in of itself, Jenny, is heavy, especially with this current administration that took power. There's two topics right there that you were talking about that really, I know a lot of people get triggered by it. The what was it, DEI?
Yeah, DEI, diversity, equity, and
And
inclusion.
then we're talking about the autism and the neurodivergent one. So
Mhm.
I have two questions, if you don't mind, Muse.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
two deep questions,
Do you think,
but
bro?
then so the first one we'll go with the DEI. I know they always come up and they tell you because that's been a lot of what's been said lately. What would you say to those? Because that on the other side of the political arena that say DEI is it's actually uh how would they put it? It's still racist in a sense against other like the white Caucasian, and
Mhm.
they come
Yeah,
like they'll say that to you.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you say to these types of What's your view
Yeah.
on that?
Well, diversity, equity, inclusion, those policies became law. In Utah, we are currently under those laws. I have not seen any rollovers of like grandfather programs. I haven't seen any rollback of legacy admissions or legacy funding. That's
Mm-hmm.
still there. Nobody's talking about that. This is a direct strategy, and this is a strategy that the administration is using so that we will roll over and take it up the tailpipe, essentially. Um,
Explain
the
it to us
reason
as if we were, please, sorry to cut you off. Explain
the
to
re
us as if we were like a second grader. Like, give
Okay,
us a scenario.
okay, well, so late stage capitalism, there are only a few, well, if you look at our representation right now, if you took a picture of the administration right now,
Mm-hmm.
it is majority male. It is uh, an authoritarian administration, dare I say. And those specific systems produce people who have power. Those people in power have a very specific narrative and strategy that they're trying to focus on. And it might be, the great replacement theory where people of color will outnumber white people in the very near future. And that is true. That is true. People of color will outnumber white people in America within the span of 10, 15 years. That's not a bad thing. Variety is the spice of life. Uh, we enjoy the privileges that diverse systems have to offer. Like those privileges are, it is our body, it is our labor. It is the poorer class who feel these policies the most. And when you put the focus on diversity, making it about we want you to get this job based off of your merit and not your skin color. Well, yeah, like that's what we thought we were existing on. We thought we had a merit-based system, but if you look at the people who are in power right now, where is the merit? There's nothing to back up. That is my own personal opinion. I'm so sorry. There's not anything, there's not like they're not qualified to be in the administration. Does that I mean, if we're thinking yeah, if we're
No, I'm
thinking
gonna add to your, because you like they when they came out, 80% of America did vote them in. But what happened, like you said, is everybody's finding out, oh, wait a minute, this is not working out. It's actually working out the way you are saying. Like, where's the merit that you all were talking about? Where
yeah,
is where is the backup to what you all said why DEI is negative?
yeah.
Like, that's what you're saying, which I
So I thought we were on a merit-based system. I would love to apply for a job and think that I'm going to get it based off of the schooling that I have, the jobs I have had previous
Experiences.
to this position, that I'm qualified for the position, that I have the experience necessary. That's not what's happening right now.
exactly.
And and right now we are widening the disparity, widening the gap between normal
Yeah.
or like a flourishing life and below poverty. We're extending that gap. I want to close that gap so that there isn't a disparity, so that it is a merit-based system, that it's not who you know, that it's not who you paid, that it's not who you donated to.
Mm.
And right now, that's not the system that we live in, to be frank.
Hence your civic duty, which is what you're carrying out. Yep.
Mhm.
Last question. Based on the two topics I told you, you talked about the spectrum, which the neurodivergent, with a lot of people in the neurodivergent spectrum. What would you say to those? Because you talk about the effects afterwards. What would you say to those who say that this thing was caused by? I might be going on a tangent here.
Vaccines, vaccines.
No, caused by chemicals within the foods, the vaccines is added to them caused by external environmental factors because you know everybody knows when RFK Jr. was running, he made it so known that there was no there wasn't the spectrum back during his years during the boomer time, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, I know you get this all the time when people talk to you about this, and then all of a sudden it all shows up in the late '90s to the early 2000s. We just started getting this boom.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, what changed was our awareness. What changed was our knowledge of neurodivergence. So, of course, we didn't have it back then in boomer times because what we called it then was they don't talk so good. They're quiet. They are not good around people. They're finicky. They're fickle. They don't. Yeah, just a
Yeah.
number of different l- language
Hmm.
for the system. Um, so neurodivergence is hereditary. It's not caused by chemicals in our food. Although chemicals in our food are dangerous to our bodies, they do not they are not a catalyst for autism. Autism is passed down through generations. Um, and so when people do like to push that narrative, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad because it's disinformation. It's not misinformation. Misinformation is when you are truly I didn't know. Like disinformation is when you're purposefully, intentionally spreading wrong information. And that is what this administration is doing. Autism is not tied to vaccines or Tylenol or anything like that. The reason that there are no autistic people in the Amish community is because the Amish do not believe in Western medicine. They don't call autism. They have different words for it. They're like that. They don't talk so good, like analogy that I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they simplify it.
It
They
exists.
give it simplified names.
Exactly. It exists. Um, but but it's So that narrative exists, but it's not true, and it does more harm than good, um, especially because we're all fighting about, like, the validity of an autism assessment when we really need to be putting funding towards having children assessed earlier,
And
because
getting them the
because
care that they need for the
yeah,
assessment. Right?
access to care and resources, um, and yeah, we're working against that goal. So it's compounding. And the more that people don't know about it, the more that narrative gets pushed. And the more people start to think, oh, maybe it is because of vaccines. Maybe it is because I took Tylenol when I was pregnant. And it is not. It is genetic. It is genetic. It
This
is
has
genetic.
just you're saying it's genetic. This has been proven. This There's studies out there that prove this.
Well, prove, I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what
Um,
the like I said,
so
that's what the other side of the political arena always argues. Show the studies, show the research. They always
yeah.
argue these things.
Well, I mean, we technology right now, I mean, is still there's so much to parse, there's so much to filter through,
Mm-hmm.
um, and if you think about, like, I mean, there's so many people who are late diagnosed, meaning that they don't have access to the
Facts
tests or the assessments. I'm sorry, wait, I was trying to answer your question of what
of
the other
the
side was saying.
proof. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, proof. Okay, studies. There are not enough studies. We do not have enough data to prove one thing or another. We can prove that it is genetic. That can be proven.
Okay.
But there are so many different studies that are going on right now that are just trying to collect data so that they can get a better, like, visual context of what neurodivergence looks like in a variety of people through in a variety of different cultures in a variety of places in the world. Um, autism is autism is a diagnosis that doesn't discriminate. Autism, it is the same across cultures. There's autistic people in every single culture. Um, but our awareness of it and our knowledge of it um, is not, it's not
it's not at the
mainstream
level
by
we would
any.
love it to be.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Thanks for humoring me on those two questions. All right, Lot, you got it.
I want to come back. I want to come back to autism awareness later, but let's go back to let's talk about civic engagement. Why does it actually matter?
Oh my gosh, for so many different reasons. But bottom line, it is in your best interest to be civically engaged. Um, and civic engagement is important. Not only one of our greatest strengths is our data. We have the
Yep.
numbers. Um, we have the actual numbers to like really see meaningful change, to see meaningful movement in the way that we move throughout government and the systems that our government has put into place. Our numbers are a strength, but we're not participating. We are not actively engaged. And what I mean by actively engaged, I mean registered to vote. That is bare minimum civic engagement. Civic engagement just means that you are showing up. I think that as a Pacific Islander culture, Native Hawaiians, Pacific Islanders naturally are a civic engaged community. What is a like what is a kava circle if not a place where we gather to enjoy drink and discuss current events and people in our neighborhood? That's a town hall. That's
Yep.
literally what a town hall is.
See that? Yep.
We are naturally civic, or we are a naturally engaged community. Our community is built on family, built on support, you know? And so we have the numbers to actually make a meaningful change, to make a meaningful difference. But if you're not voting, if you're not participating in the census, if you're not um, raising awareness, if you're not staying informed, then you're not using your skill set to your advantage. And then we get, you know, laws and policies that work directly against our community. We don't even have to get into immigration, but that directly affects us. Polynesians have some of the highest rates of domestic violence. Um, I mean, there's so many different issues that we could just choose and follow it in that way, issues that affect our families. Not on my watch, you know?
Yeah. Jenny,
I
you
want
said
everyone
data is
to
what we
adopt that.
have,
Oh,
right?
sorry.
You said we have data to back that we can actually engage.
We can actually make a
And
difference if we did the voting and everybody registers. That's what
Exactly.
she's trying to say.
Yeah.
yeah, what do the numbers look like? Talking about in terms of data of how
It
many are
depends
registered, how many aren't, what is
it
the
depends on
threshold that we're going to need to break through to actually make an impact? Because if I'm thinking in comparison to other ethnic groups, we're a very small, minute number in comparison to other ethnicities with larger. Doesn't that play a factor in all of this?
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
right.
Um, Absolutely. The
So, so to encourage everyone to actually, um, I'm because
So
the
you're
follow
trying
up
to
was
get
this,
a
what?
number off the top of your head. What are the numbers? Is that what you're
Yeah,
asking, bro?
what are the current numbers that we have that if we do show up and it shifts the metrics to our advantage because of our natural community cultural
Mhm.
engagements
Yeah.
and our fellowship in the way we do that, but to have everybody show up, vote, register, and participate will make an impact. I'm just I'm challenging to try to figure out in terms of ethnic groups and quantities of them, how much of a impact will Pacific Islanders in make to that bigger number, right? Because it can't,
Yeah.
right? Does
Well,
that make sense?
no, that makes perfect sense. First, I just want to preface the numbers are inaccurate. The
Yeah,
numbers, so let me just talk about Utah. Um, our census data says that we have 55,000 Pacific Islanders in Salt Lake County. 55,000. I don't know if you guys have ever watched the University of Utah football game. You can fit 55,000 fans into the University of Utah stadium. 55,000.
Are
Utah,
all of them registered?
no. That's what the census says. Like the census
Mhm.
says you have 55,000 Polynesians in Utah.
American Samoa
Think
has
that
about
number's right?
50,000. That's a large group.
Do you think that number is correct? Do you think it sounds correct?
No, I think
55,000?
there's a lot more over there.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like if we could fill that stadium 2 times over, maybe even 3, if we counted everybody that was eligible. But we don't, because we don't participate in the census. If you don't participate in the census, you do not have a voice. The census is where we gather data so that we can put money in the spaces where our community needs it.
It's basically a
So
survey, everybody. A survey asking you whether you fit certain criteria to need money from the US government. That's what she's trying to say.
well, yes. So yeah, no, yeah, essentially. But the more so say that there are actually 150,000 Pacific Islanders in Utah. 150,000 compared to 55,000 will absolutely move the needle. Will
Yeah, okay.
absolutely move the needle. But I mean, it does need to be on a larger platform or a larger perspective. We need to be thinking internationally, or I mean, well, just nationally if we're talking about voting, because you do have to be a citizen, which
That's a whole different
yeah.
issue there. Nah, just stick to this one and
But
yeah.
okay, but the idea is to have everybody weigh in on your community so that we can see what needs to be assessed, what needs to be fixed, what needs funding, and we can live accordingly. Um, we shouldn't have people that are living below the poverty line, like that are destitute. We shouldn't. Not with not with as much money as this country makes. But there should be no reason for it. Like the thing that's going around right now is that billionaires don't pay taxes, which is absolutely true. They do not pay as many taxes as I, a solo parent in Utah, is paying. That pisses me the fuck off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, sorry.
Sorry, they actually say they pay more taxes than we do. They have a higher percentage, about 30 to 20% higher than the average American citizen. That's what these people are claiming.
That's what they're telling us. I don't believe, like, the gaslighting is on another level completely. But if there is truth to that statement, Guy, um, then I don't know what to tell you. That's not just my opinion, that's my lived experience.
No, because your lived experience is our lived experience as well. I fit,
Is it?
I, I actually think along the lines that you're thinking. Like,
I well, and the political spectrum is tricky too, but it just there seems to be a common denominator, and it's not us. It's not us. So, yeah,
yeah,
there are so many things that we could like debate back and forth. But at the end of the day, there is one specific demographic that is targeted, and I'm so sick of it. And the only way that we are going to see the needle move is if everybody participates. We don't need you to do everything, but we need everyone to do something. Um,
and
is
that's why you
essentially
came up with the group that you're currently head, right? That
Yeah. Real quick before she goes into that one, because I wanted to, Jenny, you can't help but like I agree, right? I'm very the civic engagement participation does matter. What can the Wefobz platform do to help support, to help move the needle, right? Because we're all small groups of our own bigger group. Like, Like, do we like some kind of register? I don't know.
No, that this is a wonderful question. I think that you have to meet yourself where you are. You have to do what works for you. And right now, there are so many people who are literally all that they have to give is focus and energy. And if that is all you have to give, then stay informed. Bare minimum, stay informed, raise awareness. Awareness precedes change. Um, Make it a priority to be media literate. Absolute bare minimum. You've got to be media literate. Um, because, well, media literate, but also diversify your news feed, your algorithms. Utilize international news sources to like counter the propaganda that our news stations or try to push narratives that they try to push. You can boost verified and credible sources. You can call your representatives. You can canvass. You can run for office. You can join existing advocacy groups. You can donate money if you have it. You could donate money, or you can donate your time with nonprofits in your area that have similar goals as you. This is me. Sorry. This is not me telling you who to vote for. This is me telling you, like, this is what we are experiencing. This is how I am experiencing it. And these are things that I think you can do in order to participate, in order to help contribute to moving the needle, because your individual participation, your individual existence is powerful. The ideas that you have, the way that you think, the way that you do things, the way that you execute things, that matters. Your voice matters. The things that you naturally gravitate towards, the things that like naturally light you up inside, that matters. And so there are so many ways that you can participate, but if you are not getting out there and like, vote for this person, the barest minimum you can do is register to vote.
I was thinking of that. That's where I was going with, like, it's something that we can promote and encourage and get
Register to
more
first and
register to
foremost.
vote and walk them
First,
through that, because I think lack of education of understanding the process and the scope of what's
yeah,
happening, that a lot of us may not be experiencing, some may do, but don't know how to express that. Something along
mhm.
those lines, right? Because I'm top right guy, like something that we can
Well, she
actively
did say it.
participate in.
The whole the beginning is getting your name registered to vote, because that's, that's that whole fight over immigration that's going on currently, with everybody saying you're not a citizen and stuff like that. Then there was
Oh,
a sorry, it was my
no,
bad.
no, no. Keep going, keep going. Sorry.
And so I think on the other man, I almost lost my train of thought there. The
Well, I've already
immigration,
registered, and
how
I was
Wefobz can
just
help out, get the word out to vote is what she was saying, and engage. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. The problem with poly communities or islander communities in general, Jenny, is they're lazy to do all of that.
False. False.
I know that's I don't agree with
Um,
that.
well, I do
Hey,
agree
hey,
with
just
that
the fact that
sentiment.
all of you
To an
laugh,
extent,
come
to
on
an extent.
now. Come on now. You all already know. Just the
No,
fact you two are laughing. Come on.
there's truth to that sentiment. There's absolutely truth to that sentiment. However, that's why I kind of am focusing on your personal contribution. Um,
Hmm.
uh, because individually we matter, collectively we matter. Um, but when you say that our community is too lazy, I don't agree with that. Um, because I see this in my everyday life. I see people, our community, specifically Polynesian communities, helping with mutual aid, helping with labor, whether it's giving free labor or advising, consulting. I see our community helping in the ways that can move a needle. Um, but I think that there is a very blasé attitude when it comes to participating politically in um, this system. I think that there has been a huge campaign to instill voter fear in people. I mean, just like saying that ICE is going to be at the voting polls, like that is disgusting. Having a poll tax, like paying to be able to vote, is disgusting. There's so many things that, like,
Did you say paying to be? What the heck?
so that's what the SAVE Act was talking about. It would or maybe it wasn't the SAVE Act, but it would put into place a fee to vote, which is discrimination because I mean,
Yeah, that's never gonna pass in this
money
president.
is
There ain't no way. What the
status.
heck?
Yeah. Um, but yeah,
My argument is I think they just lack being educated. My experience with Samoan people, very specifically, is they're very hardworking. The guidance is what they need. So I think it not only a lack of education, but actual leadership that actually can walk them through the process and
and
follow. You know what I mean? Like,
and capacity is actually a huge factor when we're talking about this. Are you capable? Do you have the space in your life to figure out who is running in your district, to figure out what their policies are? That's not something that a lot of us just want or have time to do. Which is intentional, in my opinion. I think the systems that we have are meant to be ambiguous and confusing. I think that late stage capitalism uh, puts me into the mode of I'm trying to just survive, and I don't have time for this. I don't have mental capacity for this. There are a lot of different factors that go into not participating civically. Um, those those factors are like fixable. We can remedy that. But I do agree with you. I don't think that there is um, that the education is there for some people. When I'm saying education, I mean like education, voter education. The nonprofit that I work for, the Pacific Islander Civic Engagement Coalition, focuses on those things. Um, voter
yeah, let's
education,
go into
voter
that.
registration, trying to get our voices in front of people who make decisions.
Could you
Um,
go into that, Jenny? What are you building with UPICEC?
UPICEC. So it's truly just it's a nonprofit. It is part of a coalition of different nonprofits who are working towards change, who are um, registering voters, who are spreading awareness. We are uh, trying to get as many Pacific Islanders registered to vote, and not just registered to vote, but like aware of the issues. Because sometimes that's all it takes is just knowing about an issue in order to care about it. That's why I say awareness precedes change, because sometimes all we need is awareness. Like I
Right.
feel like a lot of people would be interested in fighting against paying a tax to vote. Well, I don't know. That's subjective,
I
but
think the whole um, awareness is exactly what I meant by education, right? It's more educating them to raise awareness for things that are very important that may be subjective or whatnot. But just to be aware and to be trained or give some light to, I don't think there's not enough people advocating for these important things, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah. The most
And so,
common Oh, sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
The most common thing that I hear when I'm out in the community is when I say, "Oh, hey, are you registered to vote?" People say, I don't do politics." And I'm like, "Oh, baby, you got to do politics or politics are going to do you." And
Yeah.
I feel like we are experiencing that in Utah right now.
Yeah, I wanted to add on that because a lot of people I know that they probably still do because you're experiencing it, but they're not anymore with everything that's been going on lately, especially the headlines with the Epstein class, the higher guys not being held accountable to all their actions. For instance, insider trading. I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna get on the bandwagon now with civic engagement, which I truly respect what you're doing in that sense.
Yeah,
Thank you.
respect.
But I
Thank you.
also, now I'm gonna put another hard one out there. I know you know about the issue that came up in Alaska with people registering to vote from American Samoa that are not. Have you come up across that in Utah?
Oh,
People,
yeah. Well,
because there's a big
there's
case going on right now, right?
yes. Well, I don't know specifically about the case that you're
Were
talking
they
about right now, but
registering as a U.S. citizen, but they're not. They're a U.S. national,
well,
and
and
Nationals
that's another thing.
can't vote.
yes, it.
And that's another
Go ahead.
thing. So being a citizen but not being able to vote, that's discrimination. With as many territories as America has, and not allowing citizens to vote politically here in the United States is a problem, and it's intentional.
Well,
It
I wanted to add to the. Sorry to cut you off, but they're saying that because so this is specific for our people. Remember, there's two Samoas. This is specific to the people from American Samoa because they're classified U.S. national, which they're trying to say U.S. national cannot vote for
you
anything in
can't.
the United States. But see, in Kukui, in Pong Pong, and they want to remain U.S. national, but you're trying to say there should be rights for U.S. nationals to vote in these, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, because those systems govern their island.
Yes.
Those systems, those that funding that governs that they put into the government, that matters.
Yes, please explain that to our people. People on that small island don't understand this because they say we shouldn't have a say because we are U.S. nationals. They literally say this in the government over there. I've been in that government. I've worked for that government. I've been to the top levels where they're talking about this. They say because we're classified U.S. national, we shouldn't be able to touch whatever's going on. And our congresswoman has no say in Congress.
Maatsa?
So yeah, she has no. She's what would you call it? She doesn't have a vote in Congress.
Oh, yeah, she's just there for show.
But please explain to them your point of view that you're trying to explain to us here on Wefobz.
So we exist, and because we exist, there are certain needs that we need that we need to meet while we're here. There are programs that fund these things. There are programs that are meant to be community or funded to the community so that we can thrive and that we can essentially participate in the civic engagement process. With American Samoan nationals, you have to abide by all of the rules that we set, but you have no say in them. Okay, I don't like that, but if you do, I respect your opinion and your desire not to vote. I think it's a disadvantage to not have a voice when you are voting on very specific things like policies and laws. I think that is a very laissez-faire attitude, and there's more at stake than what they're giving it, I feel like. Um,
You're basically
probably,
saying as long as we're connected to the U.S. and the U.S. rules us, we should have a voice. We should vote.
well, yeah, well, also that we are the bodies for their military as well. Um, so it's not just like our livelihood; it's our lives that are at stake. And I think, yeah, and I think that part of the problem is awareness because people do not see or understand the advantage to participating in policy
Mhm.
or in your community. But it could be so different. Our government could be so different if we used our imaginations, if we were really good problem solvers and, had a talanoa or a discussion of things that would work, things that haven't worked in the past. Like, your opinion on that matters.
Mhm.
If it doesn't matter to you, it matters to me. It matters to my kids. It matters to your kids. We're essentially shaping the world that we're going to leave them, and I don't want to leave them with a climate that is I mean, if we're talking about American Samoa, Pacific Islanders are already experiencing the effects of climate change. Um, by not talking about this, by not voting on these issues, like you are essentially taking it up, you're rolling over. You're taking it up the tailpipe. You're going to do this because we said this is right. No, that's not a world that I want to live in.
Oh,
And I don't feel like I'm alone in that sentiment.
no, I don't think you're alone. Thank you for acknowledging all that. Along the same lines of awareness, go back to autism. What does real autism awareness look like?
Honestly, it looks like a safe place to land. Um, Nothing could have stopped the events that happened in order for me to, like, come to the realization, to the self-realization first and foremost, that I was autistic. For the first year, I did not speak about it to a soul. Like, the first year that I diagnosed myself, I didn't speak about it to a soul because of the existing stigma that surrounds the word autism. When I finally started floating it to, like, my loved ones, there was a lot of, like, "You're not autistic, you're fine," like, a lot of invalidating. What helped me the most was having a safe place to land, having, a loving home, having a place to verbally process what I was experiencing, having a place to be emotional, having a place to process the emotions that were going through my body. Because as I was growing up, as I was a child, I was taught very early on to mask, to in order to remain safe. And when I say mask, I mean that I put on a mask. Like right now, I'm masking. Um, um,
Wow,
because
that's even pretty heavy because especially in indigenous communities, they really hardcore on making you mask.
that and that's what I'm saying, like, the stigma that surrounds it in the Polynesian culture, where, like, I understand that it's an issue for a lot of people, but you know what's a bigger issue? Um, Being the caretaker of somebody who is autistic, not having the funds to adequately support them in their needs, not having the capacity, because many caretakers are working full-time jobs in order to keep the lights on, but then they come home and they are either a caretaker to I mean, autistic people, but, like, disabled people. So, I when my dad was, dying, we were his caretakers, you know what I mean? So, not just in the sense of autism as a caretaker, but, the people who support you, your village, your community. For me, that was my mom and my sister. Um, it it really helped me, um to establish a new normal, to establish a new baseline because of their compassion, because of their willingness to create a safe space for me to get this figured out, because it's figure outable.
Mm.
Like, I have made tweaks in my daily routines. I've, uh, instituted several therapy, modalities, to manage my autism, and honestly, I feel like I am thriving now that I have, like, a real handle on my diagnosis and real direction with where I'm going in my career. Although civic engagement is, like, the foundation of who I am as a person, it's not, I have a lot of different interests and I have a lot of different strengths, and um, I think that having or having that space to just be who you truly are authentically was pivotal for me and was what made the biggest difference in my life as I was figuring it out.
Wow. You mentioned learning the language of the stars.
My this is my special interest, my autistic special interest. The
How
language
did you
of the
get
stars.
into it, please?
Okay, so astrology. Um, Lot. Oh my gosh, lot. I have always felt a special connection to the stars. I don't really speak about it with people because, like, who cares? Astrology, like, it's so stupid. It's woo woo. When in 2020, when I told you my life was starting to unravel, um, I started deep diving into my own astrology. I learned, almost even memorized what it said about me, what it meant. Um, and I started like diving into my friends and loved ones charts just because it was such a validating process to me and it just resonated so deeply. And it wasn't until I made the connection that like my ancestors, so my dad is Samoan, my mom is white, my ancestors voyagers and pioneers. Um I just in the same way that my ancestors used the stars to guide themselves throughout the vast Pacific Ocean,
Yep.
I'm using my astrology, the language of the stars, to navigate my own life, to consciously co-create my life. Whether it's co-creation with source or God or a higher power or whatever you want to call it. Um, it brought me into a state of consciousness of understanding my inherent value, understanding my strengths, recognizing my weaknesses, and giving me something to like strive for, I guess you could say. Purpose, essentially. And now on the side, so outside of my day job, I do birth chart readings and help people kind of start to understand what the stars say about them.
Mm.
Um, and astrology is one way that or one modality that I've used that has really, really resonated. And I want everybody to like be able to have that same resonance. I want everybody to have access to that information and use it to their advantage. That's like my heart's deepest desire.
Jenny, what does it mean to you?
Astrology or
Yeah, dude, man, that's
Come
my
on.
hobby too, Jenny. Freaking
what?
astrology.
Is it?
I didn't
Well,
had
it
lots
is.
of over here. I'm like,
It
come on,
is.
lad, you ain't that hyped up about astrology, bro. Come on. I'm a
It's
Virgo, so
insane.
it is the language of the stars, the history behind astrology. Um, I can't wait to get to where you're diving in because you're diving in already. That's why
I
Lot asked you
well,
the question. So
I'm
what
setting
part
her
is
up.
it? What part?
Jenny,
Like
what does it
Lot,
mean
tell
to
her
you,
so
girl?
then we'll tell her. We'll ask more questions. Go ahead, Jenny.
okay, well, so what does it mean? Well, it means different things. So you have an entire sky full of placements, and each of those placements tells you something different about yourself. Um, Lot, we're going to talk about your north node in just a minute, but before I do that, I just want to kind of like lay a foundation.
Okay, let's go.
So
Let's go.
so my north node is sorry, let me tell you what your north node is. Your north node is like your purpose, your destiny. It's your soul's growth edge. It's what you came here to be. This is your purpose. My north node is in Leo in the ninth house. Leo loves to be seen. Leo loves to be validated. Um, in the ninth house, it represents higher education, community values. This is like those are the key words to my purpose. With my one of my other placements, my Uranus placement, it tells me that I am here to disrupt the status quo. I'm here to agitate the systems that are in place and make meaningful change. Now that is something that is my interpretation of my chart, um, but it's different for everybody. Um, yeah, it's different for everybody, and it means different things to different people, but it's so valuable. It has provided me or it has turned me in the direction where I have experienced the most success. And yeah, like using the astrology, I use it when I was creating my business plan. I use my transits to like base my entire year off of. So my birthday is next month and I have this ritual where I look at the last year of my life and the planet placements and like the themes that I experienced. And then I do a transit reading for myself for the upcoming year. So, like this year, I have there's what my astrology says is that I'm entering into a span of time that will be abundant for my career, that I will make advantageous relationships, and that I will be put in situations that will end up being opportunities. And, like, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm on track for it. Um, things are starting to align. I guess when I say I've experienced the most success, I mean, I have experienced the most alignment in my life, the past 5 years of my life. I know for a fucking fact that I am exactly where I need to be. I know that the direction that I'm going in is the exact right direction, and I don't second guess it. Um, my astrology tells me that I am extremely intuitive, something that I bragged about as I was growing up. Like, I'm psychic, you guys. But really, like, validating my own intuition has been life-changing. Listening to my own authentic voice has been life-changing. Yeah, there are so many benefits to understanding your astrology. Um, as far as like the work that you're supposed to do in this body, in this incarnation, in this avatar, whatever your meat suit. Yeah, and in this body, I happen to be a Pacific Islander woman who is deeply invested in her community and wants to see meaningful change happen. So I'm gonna run with that. And yeah, any people naysaying or like making fun of me or talking shit or whatever, like, I know, I know where I'm going. I know who I am. I love who I am. Um, and that's, yeah, all of that self-love is from my astrology chart. Like, that is one of the gifts that it has given me.
Guy, what's your astrology take on all this, man?
Wait, what's your sign, Guy? I know Lot is an Aquarius.
Lot, you're an Aquarius?
Yes,
Freaking
sir.
makes sense now, dude. What the
Yeah.
heck?
What?
Nah,
Hey,
if
you
you're
guys
like,
fill me in on this, okay?
bro,
Fill me
if
in.
you know the charts, like Jenny knows. So I'm a
I just
Virgo, Jenny.
Oh my gosh, a fellow Earth sign. I'm a Taurus.
Hey. September
Oh my gosh,
2nd,
Virgo.
81.
I love that for you. No wonder this is your role for this podcast as a Virgo sign.
Yeah,
Like,
see?
perfection,
Lot, when you
to
know
get
this
us
stuff,
going.
if you know,
Seriously.
you know. Like, people don't
Yeah,
understand. Reading the stars has been around for thousands of years. Jenny
eons,
hasn't even talked
eons.
about that part. You guys don't even understand that we're doing what you're using the Greek zodiac? Is that what you're using mostly?
I Yeah.
The Roman, was
Well,
it called Roman zodiac or Greek zodiac?
I don't think that it's Roman or Greek.
Because
There it's based on like like
yeah, it was
it's
based off
based
of
on
an ancient. So what I'm trying
yeah.
to say is, not only does it exist for that one, there's also what Jenny does. They still do today in the Asian cultures, bro. Like
Oh yeah.
literally hardcore Chinatown, Koreatown, um, cultural families still do this. We used to do it for our people, but they stopped because they said it was the devil's work.
That's
Go
it.
ahead, Jenny. Take it away.
That's
Take it
it.
away.
There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, there was shame that I felt in regards to like studying my stars
See,
and like
I knew,
using
I'm
it
with
as
you, girl. I'm with you.
it's it was so validating, just like everything that it said about me. And I'm like, no, this feels so right. This feels familiar. This feels like something I've known before. Um, but but
But let's see that
yeah,
party
like you
trick.
said,
Come
it's
on now.
unique.
I,
What?
that party trick. Let's see.
Oh,
I want to see this. Like you guys were
let's do
talking about it.
it.
I'm like, what the heck? I want to
Let's
let,
do
feel
let,
it.
let's go
Yeah.
for it. Jen,
Well,
it's all you. Let's go.
so my party trick, what I like to do is I like to look up people's astrology and then like read them their purpose, their north node, their purpose and destiny in this life. And for you, Lot,
Hmm.
your north node is in Virgo in the 5th house. So again, your north node is like your the qualities that you need to develop in this lifetime, your purpose, your destiny. With your north node being in Virgo, this is all about like precision, analysis, discernment. You are in you, I'm sorry, you will find yourself in your element when you are practical about your situation, when you are in service to those around you, when you place priority on your health and routines. Your attention to detail, to editing, and to refining, as far as it's concerned, in your like north node placement, um, is going to be an asset to you. Pay attention to those details. Also, when you have a Virgo north node, you want to be very conscious about your level of humility. You want to remain humble and not cocky. You want to be steeped in knowing and not ego. You don't want your ego to shine through. You want to appear humble, but you need to appear humble, because if you appear egotistical, it works directly against you. So your soul in this lifetime is learning to move away from like not having boundaries, escapism, victimhood. What you're here to learn is that discipline over disillusion will always work for your benefit. Your practical service to those around you is going to serve you more than it would if you were not compassionate. You prefer order over chaos. When your north node is in Virgo, you want to be careful about the way that you critique yourself, and maybe just brush up on your self-awareness, as far as like, is what I'm doing right? Or if you're, weighing out consequences or comparing and contrasting, be kind to yourself, because you might have a tendency to be self-critical, to be overly critical about yourself, and that's not going to serve you. You need to believe in yourself in order to fulfill your purpose. Now, with your north node in the 5th house, this is where the energy plays out. This is the part of your life where your energy plays out. The fifth house governs creativity, self-expression, hobbies, romance, dating, love. It represents your inner child. It represents, or it gives you a level of risk taking, where people might not see taking a risk as beneficial. You see it as an advantage. Taking risks are how you get noticed.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? What?
Keep going. Keep
Oh,
going. Keep going.
Guys listening,
Yeah.
he'll validate whatever the hell you're saying. So keep
so
going, Jenny.
well, what I'm saying is, like, if I'm just looking at this, I we've had a couple of discussions outside of this. And so like, I don't know you on a personal level, but with this placement, it's telling me that your purpose is to cultivate your creativity. Your purpose is to, and as an Aquarius, share what is going on in your mind with the broad collective, for their benefit. Your opinions, the way that you think about things, the way that you think matters and is influential. So you are excited about cultivating, like, even solo creative projects, not just collaborations, creative collaborations in your realm of expertise, but taking risks solo as well, investing in yourself, paying attention to yourself, really getting down to the brass tacks of who you are and how you best work, how you best attract, like, abundance. Um, so do you have questions before I go on?
No, you can have a guy validate anything you're saying.
So
Hey,
so if you are looking for inspiration and maybe there's writer's block or something is blocking you, or you need to be inspired and you're not feeling that inspiration, this is where, like, I would suggest that you have like a creative practice or a routine that you do to get out of that's like what's the word? To get out of that energy, to get into the inspirational energy, be creative. And that looks different for everybody. So if being creative and doing things that you naturally like to do. So if you like to play video games, um, institute a practice where you creatively play video games with the intention to, maximize your success or just get out of your own head. Uh, Switching gears for you is very good for your process, your creative process. There is no way, there's no one way to be creative. So run with that, lean into it, be as weird as you want to be. You're supposed to be seen for who you are authentically, your most authentic self. But you might struggle with setting healthy boundaries, whether that's with your love interest or with your children. That's one shadow aspect of this specific placement. Um, and let's see,
Like, she
the
just
shadow.
said your whole life, bro.
You're
Good guy can validate everything that you're saying, or he can
you're
close it out because he knows. Yeah, he knows.
sorry. This is I meant to say this and I didn't. So you may resist structure when it comes to your creative process, but your soul, your intelligence, your spirit needs process. It needs like a routine and a process that it can count on. So you need that structure when you are creating. But you don't have to stay in the lines. You can color outside the lines. You might feel guilty for like, or selfish for taking time out to like create, especially if that doesn't bring in like revenue or anything like that. And while, yes, it is really nice to make money off of your inherent talents, um, being creative for you, you have to integrate it into your routines. You have to schedule time for you to be creative and not feel guilty about it and not feel selfish, like you are not like you are doing work that doesn't really matter, because any investment in yourself, your knowledge, um, strengthening your opinions, doing more research, all of that stuff plays a part in how you present yourself to the world. And Virgos are notorious for being perfectionists. So although you are not a Virgo sun, you are a Virgo North node. And so you might feel that pressure to be perfect in your creative outlets. That is not important. What's important is that you create. What's important is that you put your mind into a space of creation. Um, and just like really, I don't want to say like, I say this to women, but romanticizing your life like is there's benefits to it. So if I am a Virgo north node in the 5th house, I am going to go balls to the wall creativity. What can I create? What do I want to create? How can I create it and then do it? And then do it. As an Aquarius sun, you are open to ideas. You are a big thinker. You are a broad thinker. Uh, with Aquarius, they're very much like in 5G and like everybody else is in dial up. Like you're ahead of the game and you want to lean into that energy. Lean into being a trendsetter. Lean into setting the bar, like the standard. You get to decide that. Um, and then one last thing, uh, this is not something that I normally do
Oh
in any of
gosh.
my readings, but I just thought this was interesting, Lot.
Hmm.
You have so one of the placements in your chart is called the Lot of Fortune. And basically, it's just a calculated point in your chart that indicates areas of your life that you will find ease. that you'll find like material well-being, bodily happiness, or spiritual growth. And your lot of fortune is in Taurus. So Taurus signifies sensual pleasure, stability, patience. It indicates money, possessions, comfort, luxury. But it's also steeped in loyalty. Taurians have this reputation for being loyal and stable and consistent. With your lot of fortune in Taurus, it means that you find good fortune through like tangible sensory needs. So like your where you live. Um it's in your 12th house. So where we see this energy manifesting is in the house that represents solitude. It represents retreat. It represents your subconscious mind, your dreams, your karma. It's like not a cult, but maybe like taboo, the house of like understanding difficult subjects, but not being able to speak about them, I guess you could say. Anyway, so
House of
so
Secrets.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, the house of secrets. But you, in this area, your luck comes through like the routines in your life, the sensuality that you experience on a daily basis, your solidarity. So, like your time alone, not solidarity, your solitary solitude, the time that you spend alone, the time that you spend in your head. Uh, these are the places where you will find ease and attract abundance. So, like, if you're looking to attract wealth, if you're looking to attract abundance, you're working on, you are steady, you are a solid, like, you have routines that support your lifestyle, that create the capacity for you to do the things that you really want to do. So, um, again, creating that sensuality in your everyday living space, material comfort, like that luxury, uh, having a safe place to like calm your nervous system, to heal or rest, I guess we could say. Um,
What Jenny is saying, bro, is if you want to be abundant in like riches and stuff like that, you need to work on your creativity a bit more, and you need to be the solid rock that holds down the team a bit more. But at the same time, you need time for yourself. You need to baby yourself. You need to go out and get a spa treatment and do some yoga and freaking meditate, bro.
whatever makes you feel good. It's part of your process is what I'm saying. Um, what do you think?
She's saying if you want to get the riches, that's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Like abundance. Whenever the zodiac says you want to reach abundance, you gotta take care of these things. I can't wait. Can you do mine? Like I'm
That's
over
what
here.
I was trying to say. I'm like, I wish I would have known you were going to be on this call because I would have gotten your birth time. Do you know your birth time?
11:58 p.m.
Hold on.
September 2nd,
Are you
1981.
okay? I'm just going to plug it in right here. Do we have time for this? I'm so
We've
sorry.
got so much time. Like this podcast is like on you. Like we go until the wheels fall off.
The thing is that I can talk forever. Okay, wait. I'm just typing this in. Okay, Guy.
Go ahead while you're
September
doing
Well,
that, but
2nd.
if there's
yeah,
any
like that's what she's
if there's
running.
any feedback on all of this,
Wait, September 2nd, what?
1981, and I was born on 11:58 p.m.
Where?
Uh, woo, here in Honolulu, Hawaii.
11:51 p.m.
58, 58.
58 p.m. Okay. In Honolulu?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my gosh! Don't steal my identity, Wefobz Nation. Come on, lay off of it. Lay off of it.
You can't. It doesn't. You can't steal it off of
You guys
somebody's
don't know who Guy is.
psychological information. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Wait, do you know your North Node placement?
I did before, but I forgot. I remember something about Scorpio. I might be wrong.
Okay, I'm just looking. Hold on.
But yeah, Lot, what you got to say, man? Bring it up. Bring it up.
Yeah,
Well,
does that
look,
resonate for you?
well, here's the funny thing. For those who know me, and everyone knows who knows me, I didn't need no validation of my entire life, simply because I am well aware of my purpose and my capabilities and what I should be doing and what I should not be doing. I'm in the position, for everything that you've mentioned. It's just very nice to hear that it aligns with the stars. I didn't need to go. For those who know me, know that, thanks for acknowledging some of the things about my personal traits and my hustle. And if you know, you know.
Well, so are you like
He's just
entertaining the
basically
idea of
saying.
different projects?
Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh,
Entertaining
I
the
was
idea of
just
what?
entertaining the idea of more creative projects this year.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Jay. We are actually already on everything you said. We are actually committing
Guy,
it.
fill in
We're
fill in
doing
the
exactly what you're saying.
you
Like
got it.
literally to the T, we are doing what
You're
you're
val-
saying.
you're validating everything about
Yes.
what you just claimed. My stars align.
To the
You're
T.
here
Like
to the T.
literally. Like you just appeared because you don't know us, right?
I
But
don't. That's what I'm saying.
him and I know each other. What you have said is everything him and I have done together so far to the T for building this. And then now we're meeting you. And we have this saying, him and I got this saying, all in alignment.
I mean, like, even that feels aligned with my purpose and mission. Like, hearing it validate you validates me in a way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I really, there's meaning and purpose behind it all. And I can't explain to you that meaning and purpose, but I can tell you what your stars say about you, and help you, and hopefully that information helps. Do you want to know what your North Node is?
Is this my turn now? Is it my turn?
Yeah, do you want to know?
Oh yeah, bring it on, bring it
Well,
on.
let me just add, to close mine out.
Go ahead.
There's one thing that's missing that I think it's worth acknowledging. My moral compass.
Oh.
See, but that's a different placement. We could definitely.
Right? No, yeah. She didn't talk about it, bro. It's a different
I
placement.
just did your North Node.
It's a different thing. It's a different thing. But yes, Jenny, if you know a lot, based on his moral compass and everything that you described, I think you would actually hit it again on the head. But yeah.
I'm excited just to see how this year plays out for you. Just having that knowledge about you now.
I think the one that he's gonna work on is babying himself and doing meditation and getting a day spa and all of that other stuff.
Just try babying yourself and like really taking care of yourself for like a week and just see if there are any benefits to it. Maybe
there's benefits, all right.
Okay, good.
There's the time and place for it. It's just not the time.
Okay.
There's too much on the line.
That's always his excuse. He doesn't have the time to do it. But she literally told you, bro, from the stars. The stars are telling you, take the time out to do it, and you will find more abundance at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
We'll get there.
This guy.
I'm an Aquarius, guys. Remember, I'm on the fifth element.
Yeah,
That is an Aquarius
you're so
attitude,
far ahead
right?
of us.
That is an Aquarius attitude.
It
Stubborn
is.
to
Catching
the
It
on,
very
T.
much
catching on.
is.
Freaking
Yeah.
stubborn to the T.
Thank you, Jenny.
No
All right,
problem.
Guy, I guess it's your turn. What's up?
Hey, Guy. So your North Node is also in Leo, but yours is in the second house. So with your purpose, your destiny being in Leo, this is the sign of self-expression, courage, playfulness, leadership, warmth. You are essentially a performer. Whether you resonate with that or not, like you're meant to be seen. The Leo belongs in the limelight. Leo belongs in the spotlight. Um, and essentially, being in the spotlight or being appreciated, being seen for who you are authentically is essentially like what you like. um, or how you like to be validated, to be being seen, being for who you are. With so with your North Node in Leo, your karma is to like move away from emotional detachment disguised as objectivity. You are moving away from being the helper behind the scenes without taking credit, and you are owning your own creative authority. You are allowing yourself to be celebrated. You are leading from your heart, not just your intellect. You are taking risks to express yourself. When it is in the second house, this is the house of personal finances, possessions, material security, your values, your spending habits, your income, your earning potential. Um, and Leo in the second house, it your soul's growth requires you to be bold and radiant, to be self-expressive in your energy, um, to bring your creative ideas into the physical realm, to attract money, to attract tangible resources, to allow those resources to come into your life. Um, so you are learning to be visible, not just like surviving and just existing on, with bare minimum. No, you are here to take up space. You are here to have your voice be heard. You are If you're trying to build wealth, do it through your self-expression. If you're trying to attract money, get comfortable with being in the limelight, get comfortable with being on display essentially, and along the same lines of lot, create from a space of knowing rather than scarcity. You are showing up because you are valuable in this specific space. This is my expertise. This is how I want to express myself. This is how I want to show up in the world. You need, you've absolutely got to develop an unshakable self-worth. You need to be able to stand in front of your worst critic, somebody that can criticize you and hurt your feelings, and be so unshakable, understanding I am valuable the exact way that I am right now, and I don't need your approval. It's nice. It's nice. I enjoy your approval. I don't need it. My value is intrinsic. Um, and you can't do shit about it. So, you know, um, so, so let's see. Wait, does that resonate? Does that make sense?
Not.
No?
Of course, no, he's saying me. Yeah, of
Oh,
course. I'm the one
Yeah.
keeping the one of toes. I'm the one that, yeah. Well, at least I'm one of them.
Man, Jenny, what you described right there is actually what we've recently worked on, because I did tell a lot that I had a problem with people taking my skills for granted and using me a lot back in the day. And I needed someone just to manage me so I could come out more out of my shell and do stuff. Hence, here we are.
are you comfortable being seen?
Yeah, this avatar is, you know how you say mask on?
Mhm.
This avatar actually represents my inner soul. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Lots getting around to understanding that. But my real face is not my real face to me. I don't know if you guys understand this concept. The face that I wear, that people see, my physical face, is not the real me. The real
Yeah.
me is the creative stuff that I throw up on in front of people, like this avatar, like this Guysosmooth avatar. My alter ego is my physical self. That's how I look at myself. Please go on. Oh my
No,
gosh.
the shadow aspects of having Leo in the second house for your North Node is maybe your authenticity. Um, well, no, like your arrogance can be disguised as confidence. Like you may feel like you have to over explain yourself, or like put on a show in order to get the result that you want. But really, just like the way that you exist is okay, and it can be like you can make a difference just by being you. Um, you may be unable to ask for like help, especially when it comes to like financial mistakes. If you've made any, again, I don't know you. You might want to just, remain on guard for like high risk investments. Like you don't have to prove anything to anyone. What?
Yeah, keep going, girl.
Um,
Wefobz Nation knows.
part of your so what I'm saying, like high risk investments, you don't have to prove anything to anyone, because like the fear of poverty can be motivation in and of itself. But that motivation, where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of authenticity, or is it coming from a place of fear? So like the fear of poverty can lead to like your inability to create, or like it will kill your creative spirit, or um it's important that you are supported from like every angle, financially, socially, emotionally, um because that's how you like energetically move through the world. uh maybe you might have a tendency to like give more than you have the capacity to give. So like that can look like with money. You give $1,000 instead of 500, what you are comfortable affording, I'm just throwing things out of there. But like maybe being the generous friend and like sacrificing yourself, setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. And while that's something that a lot of people experience, that's not your like the best energy for you to sit in.
Mm,
The energy that you want to sit in promotes creativity, promotes self-acceptance, takes your spot in the driver's seat. That might be something that you struggle with, being like taking charge, or taking accountability. Um, you might, the shadow aspect of that is being too proud, not being humble enough to be self-aware, or to make the decisions that are in your for your best good, for your highest good. Um, and we talk about like validation and recognition. While yes, as a Leo, you love that, you don't need it to
mm,
survive. Um, very much coming from a place of authenticity. Um, in fact, when you feel yourself creating from a place of fear, from a place of scarcity, from a place of demand, that's when you need to objectively zoom out and be like, this is no, no. Okay, I'm going to reset. We're going to start over. We're going to try again. Um, but that's something that you have on your side, the ability and the fortitude to try again, to keep trying, to see the failure as redirection, not your permanent outlook in life, I guess you could say. Um, Let me look. As a Virgo, though, you are probably very perfectionist oriented and um, focused on keeping things perfect, which is going to get in your way. That's that's going to impede you from living your purpose, from walking into your full potential, I guess you could say. Sorry. What do you think?
So me striving for perfection can get in my way, or will get in my way, for current going for the current years coming up, or the current days.
Mhm.
Mm, it's a tough one.
Well, Well, wait, being a perfectionist is a tough one.
Striving for perfection.
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're striving for perfection, but it's not necessary. Done is better than perfect. And sometimes you have to let go in that aspect. Deciding what really is in your best interest and what is working against you. And that's something that only you can decide. I can't decide that for you.
Yeah. Scary, but yeah. Scary true.
You guys we should look at your transits. Like, to see what you have upcoming in this year. Like, obviously not right now, because I have to do a little bit of digging before I can give like an accurate analysis. But I find my birthday readings to be my birthday reading for myself, not for other people, to be very helpful and exciting. I like to see what's on the agenda for energy this year. And it helps me to like decide what I'm going to do, I guess. Co-creating my life.
I got nothing else, bro. It's all you.
That's what's up. Jenny,
speechless.
we've covered so much. Civic engagement, autism awareness, astrology. Let's as we're coming to the closing of our episode, for someone watching who feels disconnected, what would you tell them?
Who feels disconnected from themselves? Oh my gosh. Okay. If you're looking for yourself, if you're trying to find yourself, if you're trying to refigure out who you are, and I feel like we as humans go through a number of, things in our life that redirects us in the direction that we should be going. I wholeheartedly, very enthusiastically am a huge proponent for understanding your own astrology and also your human design, which is another system similar to astrology that helps explain your personality in a similar way as well, as a way to rediscover who you are. Allow yourself to open up to the universe, to different ideas, to what your astrology says about you. Let it guide you on this in your one big beautiful life. Listen to yourself. Your intuition is meaningful and there's purpose for it. Don't explain it away like I did for so many years. Lean into it, take advantage of it, invest in yourself. Understanding who you are in your barest essence. Being who you truly are is the privilege of a lifetime. And if you need help figuring out who you are, go to your astrology. Yeah, for sure.
Jenny, last question. What impact do you want to leave?
What impact do I want to leave? Gosh, there's so many different things. I want so many different things to change. I want voter suppression to stop. I want climate change to be more top of mind. I want to disrupt the systems that are governing us right now. I want to establish meaningful change. I want to leave this world better for my children. I don't want them to have to deal with diversity, equity, inclusion bullshit when they're in high school or when they're looking for a job. I want a different world. What we're doing right now is not working for the majority of its citizens. I want to be part of the change. And I don't know what that impact looks like. I know in my astrology it says that I'm a healer, and maybe this is one way that I heal others is by helping them to understand their value and their importance and their uniqueness and just understanding that we can make a difference. I think that for so long, I can't make a difference, so I'm not going to try. And I've done that for 40 years of my life, and it's not working. So I'm going to change it. And I don't know what impact looks like, but I want it to be big. I want it to be impactful. I want it to make a change. I'm just going to keep working, though. Just going to keep one foot in front of the other, I guess. But yeah, there needs to be changes immediately.
Jenny, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you so much.
Let our people know where they can find you.
Oh, yes. Jenilyn Su'a on all platforms. UPICEC actually has a webinar series that we're doing for AA and HPI month, where we're focusing on issues that affect Pacific Islanders on a collective level. There will be one webinar series per week in the month of May. I'll share that on social media. You can participate if you want. We have some pretty big community advocates that are going to be on our panels and weighing in on issues that affect Pacific Islanders in their everyday life. So yeah, follow me and let's make change happen.
If you got value from this episode, like, subscribe, and share. This is Wefobz. We'll catch you on the next one. Bless.
Yeah. Wefobz. From a far place to the top now. Feel the rhythm. Yeah. Wefobz from a far place. Came with a suitcase, no place to call home. Just a whisper of a dream on a brand new road I roam. The city lights were loud, the language felt so strange. But every stumble, every lesson was a necessary change. They call me fresh off the boat, a label and a just a new beginning. A tough climb, put my spirit to the test. But I held my head